25,000 men and women work for the UK Border Agency. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be here. They are the UK Border Force. Tonight, visa officers play Spot the Imposter in Lagos, Nigeria.
The facial expression in all of them is all the same.
It's the end of the road for a Lithuanian ram raider.
I don't think it's really an excuse for committing a crime, do you?
And Eastern promises are broken in a Chinese takeaway.
I think I don't need to pay the fine.
Heathrow is one of the world's busiest airports. Terminal 2 is its oldest terminal. A flight from Lagos, Nigeria has just landed. At the desk is Officer Bali Ruprai. She's been part of the passport team at Heathrow for almost 7 years.
Just take your passports and your landing card. Okay, just the one passport, yeah? Yes.
All the passengers have passed through except for one. This man says he's a security guard in London and has permission to work here, but his passport has a fake document. Officer Ruprai has noticed the stamp belongs to a woman.
We have an indefinite leave stamp which is in the document. This has, the pages that the stamp is on has simply been taken out of somebody else's genuine passport and stitched into this document.
To get this far on a false document, he will have completely avoided the British High Commission in Lagos and hoodwinked airline staff on boarding the plane.
So, is this you? Okay, I just need you to come with me. Right, I'm going to go downstairs to search your bags. Okay? Do you know why we've stopped you today? Okay, we're not happy with your document. Is this your document? No? It is your
Now
document.
it's time for a bag search with Officer Ruprai and her colleague, Officer Televantu.
What's your real name?
My name's Okpebla Benson. Sorry? Okpebla Benson.
Okay, whose is this passport?
I have a problem for where I came
Okay, answer the question, please. This passport, who does it belong to?
With the passport,
Yes.
there's somebody that gave it to me. I will normally
Okay.
call him Uncle London.
Okay,
I have
that's
problem
fine.
at home now.
Right. We need to search your bags, and then, okay, 1 second. We need to search your bags, and then after we will go upstairs and we will talk about what problem you have. Okay?
First thing is, where did you get the passport from?
There's a good Samaritan that gave it to
A
me.
Good Samaritan?
Yeah.
Good Samaritans forge passports nowadays.
In Lagos.
In Lagos?
Yeah, so I expressed everything to him.
Okay.
I told him everything that happened.
Okay. Okay, this looks like a crib sheet. It says here, where do you work? I am a security officer in Oak Kent Road. These are the answers that you were giving us on the desk.
I'm just doing it on my own, sir, because I know that...
Is that correct? Isn't that what you said on the desk? You did say that I work on the Oak Kent Road. Is that correct? Yeah? That is correct, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. What else are you not telling us?
I said I have problem at home.
Okay, you keep saying you've got problems.
Yeah.
We've told you we'll come to those later. Okay,
we'll
but
come to this
for us to
later.
be able to help you, you have to be honest with us now.
Yeah, that
okay.
is why I'm telling you
no
the
point
truth,
being, no point telling us any stories. So what is your real name again? Sorry, I've forgotten.
My name?
Your real name, yeah.
My name?
Yes.
Benson.
Benson. Can you just write on the back of this card your date of birth? 17 September 1993.
Yes, sir.
17 September 1993. That makes you, by my crude calculations, 15.
Yeah.
You're 15 years old.
Well, by 17th of September, I will become 16.
You on the 17th of September. Okay.
The officers suspect that Benson has been trained in Nigeria to beat the UK immigration system.
Okay. Let's go.
He's claiming to be 15. He doesn't appear to be 15. It's possible that he's claiming to be a minor because it's more difficult to remove minors from the United Kingdom. This is something we will be continuing to look at. Just going to go and place him into the holding room. Okay, Benson, I need you to get up, please. Are you tired? Sorry?
My eyes are turning me.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you into another room where you're going to be a bit more comfortable. You can have something to eat there and have something to drink, okay? If you just want to come through with me. Benson, just follow me.
Don't take me out, please.
No, there's no point in telling because she is already dealing with your case.
know,
And you'll be given
please,
plenty of
sir.
opportunity to...
Please, sir.
No, you'll
I'm
be
not
given
looking for opportunity. I swear,
You'll be interviewed further.
Okay, Benson.
There's no need to do like this, okay?
Benson.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Benson, we
You'll
need
be
you to
given
get
I
up.
have a problem. No, please, sir. Believe me, please. I swear, please.
Listen.
I ran away. Look at my brush. Look at my toothbrush. See, I can't tell you
Okay,
guys, please.
calm down, will you?
Just-
Calm down first, calm down.
Benson claims to have run away. If he's telling the truth, he's a vulnerable child in a foreign country. But it could all be part of his plan to get into the
Go there,
UK.
relax yourself, have something to eat.
Coming up, the man with 2 birthdays,
That is the correct date of birth.
Which one?
and caught at Calais, the man with an international arrest warrant.
You had a choice either to do this or not to do this. You knew what you were doing was illegal.
Lagos, Nigeria, a city with a worldwide reputation for fraud. The streets are awash with outlets for fake documents. Documents that are then used in attempts to obtain genuine UK visas at the British High Commission. This is the front line in the battle against fraud. In 2008, 9,000 fraudulent documents were submitted in applications for UK visas. Entry clearance officers are trained in sifting out the fake from the genuine.
People supply birth certificates, wedding certificates and photos as family ties in Nigeria to show that they have an incentive to return here. Like, for example, these photos here. The facial expression in all of them is all the same. It's just been totally superimposed there on all 3 photos.
But not all fraudsters are so easily detected. This man is applying for a UK visitor's visa. It's his 4th attempt. Records show that he has 2 different dates of birth. Today, Officer Phil Morgan will ask him about his 2 birthdays and about some fake documents from an earlier application.
On his previous application, he submitted forged share certificates. So we'll raise that at interview and ascertain whether these are actually his certificates. If he admits to them being, then he will automatically fall to be refused. Morning. Who completed your visa application form?
It is me.
You did.
Yeah.
Your previous passport had your date of birth as the 25th of December 1972. Now your present passport...
That is the correct date of birth.
Which one?
This 15th of August, 1975, 1976.
Now with your last application,
Yeah.
you submitted these share certificates.
Oh, that was a mistake. This is not my own. It is the agent that I gave I submit to the travel agency during that time.
But the share certificates are in your name.
I know it's written in my name, but it's not my own.
It's not yours.
Yeah,
How come... Can you explain why the share certificates are in your name?
yeah. The certificate that I submitted to the travel agency, if you understand what I'm saying, it is them that printed all these things. But I don't know. They came to our shop to collect them money, so that's how that come on.
Okay. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a businessman.
What business are you in?
Trading.
In
I'm
trading?
selling generator, yeah.
Are there any other documents you want me to see?
Yeah. This is my school cert to back.
Is this your
The
West
passport.
African Examination Council
Yeah.
certificate, yeah?
Yeah. I know it's going to be a challenge for me to come here and do that.
Okay.
But I just want you to know that it's my
Well,
real
I'll
name.
need to take a photocopy of that, all right?
Yeah.
That's the end of the interview. If you wouldn't mind waiting outside in the waiting room, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've got his West African Examination Council school certificate, which is sort of the equivalent of O-levels or GCSEs in England. And on this certificate, it states his date of birth as the 15th of August 1976, which is the date of birth reflected in his new passport. He hasn't satisfactorily explained these share certificates. We know they're counterfeit, so he has used deception in a previous application. So I am of the opinion that this application will be refused, but we could get him arrested by the local Nigerian police force. Hi, Mr. Yusuf. Your visa application has been refused.
Yeah?
Your visa application has been refused. Your
No,
current-
it has been refused.
Yes, it's been refused, okay. And the reason for your refusal is that you submitted forged documents with your previous application. Yes, okay. Right, there's a copy for you. I can't hear you, sorry. Sorry?
Did I stand a chance to apply in another time?
No, because of your previous deception, you've been banned for 10 years before you can apply for another visa application, okay? The gentleman over there has your documents and passport.
My name is Lawal from the Special Fraud Unit.
A Lagos police officer escorts him from the premises.
You know that forgery is a criminal offense? You know, you don't know.
The man escapes with a warning. Their priority is arresting the large-scale fraudsters running the trade in false documents. 2,500 miles away in London, and Benson, the passenger from Lagos, is still adamant he is 15 years old. Officer Ruprai suspects he's been coached and is referring this case to her chief immigration officer.
What's interesting is the crib notebook that we found in his bags. We've got questions like, you know, where do you live in London? His response, where in London do you live? And, you know, it's listed the address exactly where. An interesting one, how do you like the airport or get to the airport to your house? I take the underground tube, and it lists which ones he should be getting to get himself there. But that's quite interesting.
Yeah, they've obviously prepared him, haven't they? Or
Yeah.
tried to prepare him.
I may ask him in the
Yeah,
interview
definitely.
and see exactly what he says. Just take a seat. Take a seat on that side there. We have this document that is not yours. Do you agree with me? Okay, this document contains an indefinite leave stamp. Whose stamp is this?
The person I bought this thing from,
What is the name of that person?
we normally call him Uncle London.
Uncle
London.
London. Okay, why do you have a notebook and why do you have questions in there regarding what you're doing here in the UK?
After I bought this thing from the boy, person, so I said when I get to London, so where will I go?
Yeah.
He said, okay, he said I should just say I'm working in a construction site.
How do you know Uncle London?
When I get to Lagos to see my friend not take me there. Say since I have problem, I should go and meet him so that he can just give me a helping hand.
You say you're 15, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you do at home in Nigeria?
I'm a student, sir.
A student?
Yes, sir.
And where do you study?
Sir?
Where do you study?
I studied at the Kutego Grammar School.
When did you join this high school?
That was 1990.
1990? All right, so you...
Not, I said 1990. 2006.
2006?
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned 1990.
No, I said 1990. If I went to school 1990, by now I was supposed to be a graduate.
Right, okay.
I want to say 2006 because I'm in JS3.
Okay, so just so to satisfy my curiosity, why did you mention that 1990 date?
Huh?
Why did you mention that
I
1990
want to
date?
mention 2000. Me looking at you people, let me just tell you simple. I'm afraid.
Okay.
I believe that you're not 15.
I'm 15 years.
To me, you look older than 15.
I'm 15.
Okay, how will I believe that you are 15?
I'm 15.
How will I believe that?
Take it from me.
Okay, when you arrived, Benson, you lied to the immigration officer. Earlier, you lied and said this was your passport.
Huh?
So how can I believe you?
No, that was initially just, I'm afraid. I don't know what to say.
Okay, at the moment, you don't have a visa in this document which is genuinely being issued to you, so we will be refusing you and returning you to Lagos. How do you feel about that?
Oh, please, ma'am. Please, sir.
Okay, Benson. Okay, Benson.
Please, sir. Please.
Benson, I need you to look at me. Take a seat, sit there and talk to me and tell me what your problem is, and then I can help you. Why can't I send you back to Nigeria? Because this passport has
Then I'm not in safe hands.
Okay, why are you not in safe hands?
I lost my dad and my mom. So, after the burial ceremony, I'm at home alone. So I saw the money they brought from the bank. So I collected the whole money.
You took money from where?
I said I lost my dad and my mom.
Okay.
So after the burial ceremony, so they now said we should go and bring the money here. So after keeping the money, I went there and I collected the money.
What happened? Both of them died on the same day.
Armed robbers, thieves, came to our house. So they said they want money. So then my father is not with money. So the other thief now tell him, say, you should waste those people since they don't have money.
Right.
So that is how it happened. So they shot the two of them. After rushing them to hospital, they died. The family of my father, they are after me. That is what I'm talking. That is why I went to Lagos.
What will happen if you go back to Nigeria?
They want to kill me. That is just the simple truth.
So what do you want from us today?
I just want you people to keep me in safe hands. Safe hands.
And how do you think we can do that?
You can just, I don't know. You know, I'm a stranger, yes, I don't know. I just beg so that you can help me.
So are you saying that you wish to claim asylum while you're here in the UK?
I don't know the meaning of asylum.
If you want us to help you, you need to keep telling the truth.
I will always tell you the truth, and that is just the truth. Listen, I swear.
Okay, yeah, which is fine, but you're telling us you're 15 years old and we don't believe you.
I'm 15 years old.
Okay, and we need to establish that. We need to find out your real age. So if you help us, we can help you. Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay? If you just want to come through. If you want to take your Holy Bible, you can. We've interviewed him. He is wanting us to help him because he has a problem back in Nigeria. I've put it to him, does he wish to claim asylum? He said he's not fully aware of it. However, he can't go back to Nigeria because he said his family members will kill him.
Okay, then, so from here, really, we need to think about getting social services involved and processing his case for asylum.
They don't believe he's a child of 15. They think he's in his early 30s. But without proof either way, they follow the rules and hand him over to social services for an age test. Whilst waiting for this test, he was placed in a house in southeast London. He has since vanished and his current whereabouts is unknown. Calais, northern France. In 2008, the UK Border Agency searched over 1 million lorries and stopped 28,000 attempts to cross the channel illegally. This morning, it's business as usual.
Yeah. How many? 1, 2, 3, 5, possibly. Where are you from? Iraq, Iran, Afghan? 5 of you? Okay.
The team has found 5 stowaways, 1 from Iran and 4 from Afghanistan. Of all the nationalities caught attempting to enter the UK illegally, Afghans are the most frequently encountered.
So this actually looks like where they've got in. They've tried to put it back together with a couple of pieces of, looks like shoelaces. Yeah, that's where they pointed out to me where they've got in Calais, about 3 hours ago, they said.
But searching for stowaways in the back of trucks isn't the only way to stop people from entering the UK. Officer John Kendall is checking passengers at passport control boarding ferries by coach and car. His team have stopped a man from Lithuania, believing him to be the subject of a European arrest warrant.
It turns out that he's of interest to the Austrian police. He's on a European arrest warrant, and it appears that he is suspected of being involved in a ram raid on a jeweller's in Austria. Apparently lived in Ireland, so I think we're going to have to look into that further, possibly looking to refuse him admission to the UK.
Yes, I would definitely recommend.
Yep.
No, that's great.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Let me know what happens.
Okay, you just come with me if you want.
The Lithuanian man is wanted in Austria to face charges for ram raiding a jeweller's. He's lived in Ireland for 2 years but claims he can't speak any English. It's Saturday afternoon and there are no interpreters at Calais, but Officer Kendall manages to get one over the phone.
What was the purpose of your trip to Austria?
Koks buvo tikslas jūsų kelionės į Austriją?
O čia labai ilgai pasakot, šitą visą galėčiau papasakot, bet per vieną žmogų susipažinau su vienu tokiu žmogumi ir mes išvažiavome, aš buvau ką tik grįžęs iš armijos.
So you thought you were going to find a job in Austria?
Iš tikrųjų, aš žinojau, kad kažką gal reikės daryti nelegalaus, arba jisai paskui žadėjo, kad susirasim darbus.
When you say you knew you'd be doing something illegally, what do you mean by that?
Iš tikrųjų, kai mes su juo susitikom, čia vardas Elvis yra, net nežinau, čia gal pravardė. Elvis. Čia gal pravardė ar vardas jau, aš net nežinau. Jisai pasakodavo, kaip anksčiau jisai važinėja, tenai apvaginėja parduotuvės ir nieks nieko nepagauna, jie labai gerai iš to gyveno.
So you went to Austria with the intention of shoplifting?
Jau kai aš nuvažiavau, tenai man nebuvo kitų pasirinkimų. Man kai buvo Lietuvoje, man nieks nieko nepasaka reikėtų. Man tik sakė, kad viskas bus gerai.
You had a choice as an adult either to do this or not to do this. And you chose to do it. You knew what you were doing was illegal.
Aš sakau, dėl to buvo man rizika, nes sakau, žmonės buvo ten su gera mašina jie buvo.
So you're saying that you were coerced into doing this?
Galima sakyti taip, kaip ir privertė, nes jau neturėjom kito pasirinkimo.
Did they hold your passports while you were in Austria?
Ne, viskas buvo su manim.
No, we had passport with us.
So your only reason so far really for doing this is that you didn't have enough money to leave.
Taip, mes neturėjom.
I don't really think that your motive is very good. If your excuse for doing this was, yes, I knew full well that what I was doing was illegal, but I needed the money to get home, don't think that's really an excuse for committing a crime, do you?
Jie gal nesupranta iš tikrųjų, kai viskas būna, jeigu nežinai, kas bus, jeigu atsisakys.
Before you'd left Lithuania, you knew you were going to be doing something illegal, but you still chose to do it. At that point, there were no pressures on you whatsoever. You could have stayed in Lithuania. Is that correct?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
The man has admitted taking part in the ram raid, but the offence took place in Austria, not Britain. As an EU citizen, he is normally free to travel anywhere in Europe. But if Officer Kendall has grounds to believe that he poses a threat to Britain, he will not be allowed entry. And then he can hand him over to the French police. Coming up, the Welsh enforcement team visit a repeat offender at a Chinese takeaway.
A warrant to enter the premises.
Come and sit in the front.
And things go from bad to worse for the Lithuanian ram raider.
I'm sure you remember how many times you've been arrested by the police.
In 2008, UK Border Agency arrested 10,000 illegal immigrants in raids across the country. Enforcement teams build cases from intelligence they've gathered, as well as information from the general public. Today, the Swansea team are visiting a Chinese takeaway in Morriston, one of the most populated areas of the city.
We're going to visit Ming's Kitchen. Basically, we've had information in to suggest that there are immigration offenders working illegally at the premises. The 3-storey building, terraced. There is no visible rear to the property, so on this occasion we'll all be going through the front door. Seeing as you know Swansea so well. We've visited there last year and we encountered a number of people working illegally. A fine was imposed on the takeaway. Unfortunately, we have been to certain establishments on 2 or 3 occasions and they haven't learned their lessons, and further fines have been imposed. So we'll see what happens now in the next 5-10 minutes.
Hello there, immigration. We've got a warrant to enter the premises.
We've got a warrant to enter.
Okay.
Come and sit in the front.
Oh gosh.
Come around the front.
You might come and sit here, please. Thank you.
Come and sit down.
Hello, come out, sir, immigration. Okay, just follow my colleague out to the front there, please.
Don't worry, it's no problem. We'll just get some identification from you and check, okay?
How are you? If you want to come through for me, please.
How many people here?
2.
2. You 2?
Yeah.
No more people? No more.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody upstairs?
My baby.
You're sleeping?
Yes.
Do you want to go with this lady?
Yeah.
Sorry, next to.
Will you come with me to look upstairs? Thank you.
Stay over there, thank you.
Don't worry. No panic. Don't worry.
The owner of the restaurant says there's no one else in the building except for her baby, asleep upstairs.
I asked the lady whilst we were upstairs if she had any identification, and she says she's got a Chinese passport, which I've brought down, and a British passport for her baby. So we'll just check that now to make sure it's genuine and it's got the correct visa inside, and she'll be fine. Yep. She's got a residence permit with limited leave to remain. She's allowed to work in the UK. It was granted in March last year. And she's already registered the baby as a British citizen. So there's no issue with the baby.
She came in as a spouse. After the 2 years, she applied for indefinite leave and was granted it and gets that vignette. So, yeah, not subject to control anymore.
The owner was married to a British national, but is now divorced. Both she and her baby have permission to live and work in the UK. But the team have suspicions about the man found in the kitchen, who she claims is her new partner.
Okay. Does he have a passport or any form of identification?
No.
Okay, okay. How long has he been in the UK?
他问你在英国多久了？
大概有13年了吧。
13年哈，before 13 years.
Okay. Did he enter the country illegally?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Has he made any applications to the Home Office to stay here legally?
Asylum seeker.
He's claimed asylum
Yeah,
already, has he?
yeah.
Okay. And he says that his asylum was approved.
He said at the beginning they approved, the later they refused.
Okay. They don't normally approve and then disapprove. So he's got paperwork upstairs?
Yeah, that's nigger.
The man's story is unusual. He says the Home Office granted him asylum, but revoked it at a later date. If he's found to be an illegal worker, the owner will be fined up to £10,000. Back in Calais, and Officer Kendall is interviewing the Lithuanian ram raider. The officer will not invoke the European arrest warrant, but will investigate the case.
Have you ever had any other problems with the police or law enforcement authorities?
Neturėjau, tik tiek, kad ten viešosios tvarkos pažeidimas ten toksai.
And have you had any problems since you've been living in Ireland?
Neturi jokių problemų gyvenant. gyvendamas Airijoje?
Man irgi tas pats, o ten viešosios tvarkos, ten triukšmavimas, dar kas nors.
Just once?
No, two.
Maybe two. I'm sure you remember how many times you've been arrested by the police.
Two, yeah.
So you've had two problems in Ireland in 2 years. Decent average. Okay, so the Austrians have issued a European arrest warrant for your arrest for what you were doing in Austria. If the arrest warrant's enforced by the French police, you'll be arrested and probably returned to Austria. Okay, so I will go and speak to my senior officers, and we need to decide if you're going to be refused admission to the United Kingdom or not. And you've understood every single word I've been saying without the interpreter, haven't you?
Yes.
So why did you insist on me wasting public money on the interpreter? Not really funny, is it?
With the admission of his part in the ram raid and 2 other offences whilst living in Ireland, Officer Kendall considers he has grounds to prevent the man from entering the UK. But first, he refers the case to his chief.
Finished the interview with our Lithuanian guest. He's more or less admitted that he has committed the offence that the Austrians have accused him of.
So he does present a serious threat to the fundamental interest of society.
I would say, I think, as he knowingly travelled from Lithuania to Austria to commit a criminal offence, there's a chance of reoffending. So.
What I'll do then is I'll contact the duty inspector and refer your findings to her and see how we go from there.
Yep.
Once again, the case is referred upwards before a final decision is made.
Right, I have a young male Lithuanian national who presented himself at the control a couple of hours ago. Yes. I mean, we believe here that, you know, he presents a serious threat to the fundamental interests of society by personal conduct, so we were looking to refuse him L1. Thank you. No problem, have a good day. Take care, bye now. Okay. Yes, please. If we go ahead then and refuse admission, and what I've discussed with Penny...
Entry to the UK is denied. Later that day, the man was handed over to the French police, who enforced his return to the Austrian authorities. In South Wales, the Swansea enforcement team are in the bedroom of a Chinese man found working in a takeaway. Foreign nationals and asylum seekers are not allowed to work in the UK unless given permission by the Home Office. He claims he was allowed to work while his asylum application was being processed.
Okay, the gentleman's shown me a letter which is received from the Home Office. He's obviously made an application to the Home Office and he's written to them requesting whether he can take employment while his asylum application is being considered. We can use this document to, it's got references on it, so we can check with Home Office then what stage his asylum application is at. Okay, Mr. Zhu, go back downstairs then.
The letter is from the Home Office detailing a request for asylum in 1997. But it's unclear whether the application was successful. Downstairs, the owner of the takeaway is also being questioned about the man's immigration status. No matter how many hours he works, even working for free.
How long has he been helping out in the kitchen?
If he's in Britain illegally, she's breaking the law.
He was working in the kitchen when we came in.
No, he just
helping.
Help and look after baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you pay him for helping out?
Nothing.
Okay. So how many hours does he help out normally each day?
1 hour.
But 1 hour each day?
No, sometimes because I have got a baby have to be looked after. So
yes.
He's a response for look after baby.
Okay, so sometimes 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen any documents to say that that man can be in the UK and is allowed to work here?
He got the NI number. NI.
NI, national insurance.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Home Office database will reveal whether the man is here legally or not.
Right, I'll give you the family name is Zhu, that's X-ray uniform. Illegal entrant. Has he submitted any other applications? Right, so it's just an illegal entry case. Okay, is he reporting at all? No. Absconder.
Divorce.
Right, okay then. Okay. Lovely, thank you. Thanks, Angela. Bye now.
It's been confirmed. The man is in Britain illegally. Since 1997, he has been missing and listed as an absconder.
This form is a notice of potential liability because your partner here is working here and shouldn't be. Well, we found him in the kitchen. He says he's been here 6 months. Whether he's a childminder, whether he's working in the kitchen, makes little difference. He's not allowed to work. He's got no permission. This will go off to our office in Manchester, and they will write to you then. But you stand to be fined potentially up to £10,000 for him being here.
Sorry, sir. I have to explain to you.
Yeah, this is just a notification of potential liability. The Manchester office will write to you now, and then anything you want to try and explain, you can put to Manchester. Okay? Just sign in there for me, please. And I'll give you a copy, and I'll keep a copy then, okay? Thanks.
The man caught working in the kitchen was put on bail and is reporting every week to his local police station, whilst UK Border Agency get the documents they need to remove him from Britain. The owner is fined £5,000, but she is adamant she did not employ an illegal worker.
I don't know what happened right now. He just come down to cook some food for himself. This is kitchen for business, still for our life, you know. So I don't think so. I got to employ him. Nothing. So I think I don't need to pay the fine.
Coming up, the Canadian woman with unusual holiday plans.
What will you do whilst you're in the UK?
We're gonna go fishing apparently. And then we're gonna do heroin, cocaine.
At Terminal 3, Officer Lisa Lee has stopped a Canadian woman who has come to the UK for 2 weeks to visit a British man she met on the internet.
The reason we've got concerns is that she's told us that the gentleman she's coming to see has paid for her ticket. They've never met. She's only got $10 in cash. No real idea what she wants to do in the UK. And she is on quite a lot of medication for various medical complaints that she claims to have. So I need to get that checked out before I can decide whether or not she's allowed to have any. Lexi, can you come over? I understand from my colleague you're taking certain tablets at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I please have them? I need to show them to our doctor.
Stage 4 malignant melanoma. You know that?
So you're on tablets for that?
Yeah.
Okay. What else are you taking?
I take 4 10-milligram Valiums a day.
Okay. Do you need anything at the moment? Any of your tablets at the moment?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
If it's all right with you, I'll take the medication to the doctor here.
Yeah.
So you rattle when you walk then, yeah? The amount you have to take. All right.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
I think it's really wrong that your airport detains people who are mostly colored and people who look different.
Listen, let me tell you something. Okay, we don't treat...
No, you're not listening to me first. Let me
Okay,
explain. all
right.
So let me explain to you, that's wrong.
Okay, let me explain to you why that might be the case and why you might see it like that, okay? The reason being that any of these people are here is because we have an immigration issue with them. It doesn't matter what colour they are, what gender they are, we don't care. We're interested in their immigration status and that's it. All right, let me do this. I'll be as quick as I can, okay? And then I'll come back and speak to you and we'll try and get this done as quickly as we can, all right? I've just been in to see our port doctor just to get the lady's medication checked out. There's no specific medication in what we have that's given to cancer patients specifically for melanoma. And the doctor said that it's a terminal illness, but that there's no prognosis in terms of length of life. It could be a year, it could be 5. He said, you know, provided she's okay, then she's fit to be detained, no problem. and we'll just crack on with it as we would any other person.
The first job is to contact the man she met on the internet. He's downstairs waiting to meet her. Can he explain how she will get by in London for 2 weeks on just $10?
How long have you known each other, sir? So you met online. He has paid for her ticket. He runs his own business. He said, I'm pretty well off. She's just come in to spend time with me. We're going to go around London. We're going to do lots of partying. That's what I like to do. So we need to speak to her really now and get her side of the story. Why have you come to the UK?
Because I got a divorce with my husband. In Canada, it's legal to get married to transgenders. The whole time I'd been talking to Mike, but we were just friends. As soon as he heard I was divorced, he just said, come to London. He said, London's a really great place and you'll be happy.
And what will you do whilst you're in the UK?
We're gonna go fishing apparently. And then we're gonna do heroin, cocaine, no, just joking. Do the touristy thing. Try to see the Queen and hit her with a car aerial.
Why?
Because that'd be something to say that you did. And I'm gonna open a brothel.
Are you?
Yeah, a small one.
Small one. How many people are you going to employ?
I don't know, well, I was thinking maybe you should come work.
I don't think I'd earn you much money.
Trust me.
I'm flattered, but
I'll doll you up. I'll doll you up.
One of my concerns is your health, okay? Do you have, like, healthcare, travel insurance for whilst you're here?
Like my cancer and stuff like that?
Mm.
You don't have to worry about me.
But you told me it was stage 4. That's quite serious, right?
Stage 4, yeah. But they cut most of it out of my back, and they cut out like a really good tattoo too. Look.
Okay, yeah, I see. All right. Right, there you go. I'll come back when I've spoken to my chief, okay?
Okay, thank you.
So they
All
didn't
right.
need the gloves, no problem.
No. But this is your boss, right?
She's my big boss.
Yeah. We were talking in the office, and she told me that I need to do a prostate exam on me.
I didn't.
For health reasons.
My God. Well, that was the most interesting interview I've ever done. That's quite amusing. I'm sure she was just trying to distract me from asking all the questions because she was quite a character. Everything she says in terms of her reasons for visiting, I mean, you know, who am I to say that somebody shouldn't come and visit their internet friend? You know, it's more and more common these days. Let's go and see what my chief says. He's going to love me.
Before making a final decision, Officer Lee must run it past her chief.
Overall, I mean, if you're satisfied that she meets the immigration...
I'm pretty certain she does, and I do believe, I mean, she said, I want to go home. I believe she has the intention to return. So
on balance, you're happy to...
On balance, I think we'll land. I'll go and let her know, because I told her that I'd let her know as soon as I knew so that she could be prepared. Okay, there's good news.
And bad news?
No, just good news. You're going to be granted entry. We're going to give you a stamp in your passport for a couple of weeks to come and visit Mike.
Yeah.
Come on then, my dear.
I hate the UK. But she was very nice. It was fun.
At last, Officer Lee can let her passenger cross the border to meet her internet friend for the first time.
At the end of the day, we have to be satisfied of certain things. One of them is that she's going to have somebody look after her, or that she can look after herself while she's here for money, somewhere to live. That was all fine. That she's going to leave the UK. I'm happy. It was a good job. Good decision. Let's hope she has fun. I expect she will. Watch out for her.